real big guys there. And but I think that's what actually got us out of sync. Early.
Trying to run it?
Trying to run it, and then all of a sudden, when it just happened naturally, that's that's really how we are. We're probably better off doing that. You're just playing it fast, and then, box counts, and then just run it. And, I thought our run game was a whole lot better. When we were doing it that way rather than, trying to force it.
Okay.
Probably not that type thing.
How about that first play? I mean, when Josh broke that one for 75.
Yeah, we thought that, we showed a different look on that screen. And, it worked out better. The wideouts did a great job blocking down there. John, came out and great downfield block, and then, of course, a great run. Wes, nobody really realized it, but, Wes, he looked the thing off perfect. So he kept the guys in the box instead of staring it down. I thought that really helped it out, too.
Coach, what did you do for 2 hours while everybody was...
Yeah, I should have taken a nap in here. I've been through one of these before, and it's a big advantage when you're home. I think that helps out there, and you got access to TVs and, of course, air conditioning and stuff like that. But I just hung in here, and I talked to some coaches, and then you just kind of sit there by yourself and just kind of figure things out, and and just you actually just relax, and you're so geeked up, and then all of a sudden you got that, then you got that downward, and all of a sudden, to be honest with you, you get a little bit tired. I mean, you sit there and it's just, you're waiting, and you hear the 25, 30-minute, okay, the clock starting, and then all of a sudden they come back, hey, they restarted again, and you're all ready to go, and then restart it again, because they got the 30-minute period. And then the last one, you kind of hope, that was it. Unfortunately, it was. And it's difficult, but it's how you handle it. And I always tell the kids, you got to make a positive out of a negative. And fortunately, we did. I thought we came out and played pretty well.
The NCAA has some specific rules about feeding student athletes. Are they allowed to eat during?
Yeah, they were in there eating. We had talked about this a couple of weeks ago where there was a threat of some thunderstorms before. We had probably about a half hour, 45-minute discussion in there, and fortunately a couple of guys have been involved in those. And, you get the negatives, you got the positive, but you got to eat, because you haven't eaten since 4 hours before the game time. You got to relax. You can't get all bad because you're going to get more tired. So I kind of hung in here, but when I went in the locker room, the kids were watching TV and watching games, and they were keeping, they kept themselves pretty good.
And what was your one other experience that you had with this?
When I was at Western Michigan, we played Michigan, and we had 2 pretty long. In fact, we probably would have had to wait until about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to play, and we just decided, that's probably not in the best welfare of the kids.
Thanks.
How did you feel about the offensive change after the rain delay?
It was frustrating. I'll be honest with you. In the very beginning, we're missing signals. We're not running the correct routes. The depth of the routes are not really good. Wes is holding the ball because he lost trust in the air, and then I just said, just play as fast as you can and just go. And I thought that proved out pretty well for us. And I think we only had like a 3 yards pass in like the first 15 minutes. That's kind of crazy, but. I give the kids a lot of credit. They just kept on hanging in there, and we were out without Gmo. So there's some guys out there in unfamiliar spots. Josh had to have a good game for us. He had to do it. And I thought he did. I think Wes handles himself really well when it's not going real well. He just seems to have that even keel, and he figures it all out. And I got to believe. I don't even know what it was in the beginning, but he's probably an offer. The one how he completed 1 pass for 3 yards. And then all of a sudden he just got in rhythm. And I thought we played fast, slowed down the pass rush a little. We got a box count a couple times. We were able to the 4-minute offense. I thought we did a really nice job of that, moving that down. And I wish we had scored a touchdown, but. I think it's still a learning process. Wes is. This offense is really complex, and and even during the game, there's going to be things coming up, and as soon as he gets it all, the if, ands, or buts and stuff like that, the kid's going to be. You're already pretty good, but he's going to be really, really dangerous.
Was it refreshing to see the rushing game just have a breakout game?
Yeah, because it's it wasn't very good, and it became good when we played fast. And that's kind of how it was last year. The problem is it takes a couple of tight ends out. And that's part of the issue. We got to figure out a way. I thought we did in the 4 or 6 minute offense. I thought, with John in there and coming back and doing some things, box counts and that. I think that really helped us out there.
What do you think really changed? Because it looked like it was two different teams before and after the rain.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. I coached the better one. Goal was coached the other one. I just told him I had it, and I'm going to go. I'll take it over. It's just youth. I mean, it's just inexperience. And we got guys that they just blank out at times. And we're making checks, and guys aren't seeing it. Some guys don't see the signals. And a couple of times really it was Wes. He thought something, but he didn't communicate it out there, and there's a lot of stuff going on out there. It's just, hey, it's a win. You're gonna make mistakes. Hopefully you win and get them all straightened out. Thank you.
How important was it to establish the run game heading into the Big Ten season?
A lot, and I think it's a style. We're not going to, I don't think we're ever going to be a team that just pound, getting too tight and pounding in there. I really, we want to see what JD did at the end. I think that was really encouraging, because he's got big body mass and he moved it there. But it's got, it has to help. That was the whole point going into this thing. Hey, let's establish something, okay, and try to get more out of the run game. And it probably hurt us to detriment early, because we were just in sync, and then all of a sudden we got it, and and I think the kids will feel much better, from the second quarter on. I think we'll learn a lot from that, and the kids like playing fast, so we just got. Sometimes you get behind too, you're 14-3, and all of a sudden, you just got. You gotta, you feel like you gotta catch up, was it 21?
26.
21. Yeah, 21-6. What I like about our kids, they didn't panic. They're just on the sidelines. They just keep on playing, and we go ahead, and then Wes, the big making a mistake on that interception, and we got behind, and we went all the way down there, and we got the ball there, and I think we went 70-some yards on another drive on the 4-minute offense. So there was some really, really good things. I just wish that we would not make it so far. Yeah, I think so. So I'm going to tell Wes, you're trying to break John Elway's fourth quarter record of comebacks. But the neat thing about it is there's nothing, there's no panic on the sidelines. It's like, okay, this will work. We got this, we got that. And sometimes it takes a long time because of, it's a complex offense. It really is. There's a lot of things going on out there. And then you play, this, Coach Thompson, he's a heck of a football coach. We met, it's kind of the mutual admiration society. It was actually kind of neat, but, I was telling him how good of a job he is, and how he did, and how much respect. We got a lot of respect for each other. That guy's been in some, good places and really a successful defensive coordinator. Of course, Coach Francione, Alabama, and, places he's been at. So, it's always a battle of wits, I think, when it gets down to it. And, we made a couple more plays.
This is the best you've seen Jeff since you've been here?
Just their overall athleticism.
Probably pretty close. I wish he would have scored on that one, where he kind of pulled up. I asked him, I said, when did the piano get lift off your back? It'd be a lot easier to go score, will you, please? He's going to laugh, You can't fault them. You can't fault those kids. They battle. We make mistakes. A lot of it's inexperience in some of our kids, but they keep on playing. So, we just got kind of carried over, and we can't put ourselves in a hole like we've been doing. But if you keep on coming back to the fourth quarter, keep winning, I'll take any win.
How much confidence do you have in bringing Mike out coach back around?
Oh, a ton. He's a guy that you don't even think twice. Just throw him in there. For a freshman to come in there like that, I think that's pretty special. It's right now, it's him and Gino, and Barr will give us some consistency there. We got to get Justin to play great every play. He's Sometimes he's really good, and sometimes he just kind of gets lost out there. We gotta get Malik back, and hopefully Geronimo will be able to go next week. That would help out a little.